Sam was 10 years old and loved cats. A few years ago, unfortunately, the only cat he had was ran over by a car on the road outside his house. He was heartbroken as he had no friends and felt like the only one who understood him was his cat. He spent days and nights in bed upset about his cat getting killed. One day he was walking in the woods when he came across a woman dressed like a witch, standing in front of a cauldron. He wondered why she was dressed like a witch when it wasn't even Halloween for another few months. Then he got a start wondering, was she actually really a witch? Especially when she had a cauldron in front of her. He made up his mind. Of course she had to be a real witch. The witch said to him, "Now there, dear boy, there seems to be something troubling you. What is it, may I ask?" The boy frowned, then said, "It's my cat. My poor cat Snowy. He got ran over by a car outside my house." The witch smiled, and this troubled Sam. Why would she smile after he just told her his poor cat got ran over by a car? Then she said, "My dear boy, it is very sad news indeed that your cat got killed, but I have some good news for you. I have a very special cat that does all sorts of tricks. This cat can perform better tricks than any other cat you might see in any circus, and the best news is, my dear boy, that you can have my cat and give him the name you choose, but you can only have him under one condition, and one condition only, and that is, do not ever, and I mean never, ever make money from him. Do not ever take any money for anything you do with that cat. Don't accept any offer from anyone. If you abide by that rule, the cat is all yours, but if you don't, well, just put it this way, my dear boy, I warned you." The boy was scared of the witch and just stared at her with fear for what felt like an hour, but was only minutes. Then he finally said, "I would really love to have your cat, lady. I promise I won't ever take any money from anyone for anything to do with your cat." The witch smiled and said, "Well then, my dear boy, the cat is all yours." Suddenly a black cat came out from behind the cauldron and walked up to Sam. Sam was so happy to have a cat again and wondered what tricks he did exactly. As the months went on, he found out more and more. Word got around town of the cat having amazing skills in so many different areas. It was known to be able to jump at unexplainable heights and so much more. Videos of the cat started going viral, but Sam stuck to his word and didn't earn any money from his cat. He turned down countless offers. One man in particular was a multi-millionaire with a huge empire made up of cat clothes, food, events, and so much more around cats. The man was called Harry Dean. He made the boy an offer of $5 million for his cat. Sam declined. On the day the man gave the cat his most expensive cat food, that cats absolutely adored the world over. But the cat wouldn't touch it. He practically turned his nose up to it. He went up to the boy instead and started eating his cheapest cat food he could afford from the local mall. Sam's parents couldn't understand why Sam believed the crazy old woman in the woods, pretending to be a witch. They kept trying to get him to make money from the cat. They could see the fortune they were turning down over some stupid idea of a woman thinking she was a witch. One day Sam's parents tricked him into making money from the cat. They promised him when he was going on the news talking about him, they wouldn't be paid anything, but of course they were paid a fine sum. They would give him some extra pocket money to lessen any guilt they might have. They wouldn't tell him where the money came from, of course. Sam was on the news talking about his cat. "Hi, my name is Sam, and I had a very nice cat a few years ago, and his name was Snowy. Snowy was a very curious cat and used to always wander out onto the road. That is what killed him in the end. A car ran him over and they didn't even stop to say sorry. He was just lying there on the road dead. I was upset for weeks and weeks. Then one day I was walking in the woods and I met a lady. She was dressed as a witch. First I thought she wasn't a witch because it isn't every day you see a witch. But I know now that it was definitely a real witch, because how else would my cat Miley know how to do all these wonderful, amazing tricks? My mum and dad tell me I'm silly for believing that woman was a witch, but I know what I saw, and I know that woman was a witch. The next day Sam was delighted to have gotten extra pocket money. He was playing with his cat Miley. His mom walked in the room and screamed when she saw the cat's eyes on the floor. She wondered why Sam hadn't screamed, until she knew the reason when she got closer. The cat's eyes were intact. It was Sam's eyes were scrawled out of his sockets from the witch's cat. We have very tragic breaking news today that 10-year-old Sam Wilson was tragically murdered last night. It is believed that his parents are in custody and are about to be charged with the murder of the boy. The boy was just sitting on the chair over there speaking to me yesterday about how his parents wouldn't believe him about his story of getting a cat from a witch. The boy was convinced that he did have a witch's cat, and this story is unfolding as we speak, so we will keep you updated with information as soon as we get it. Our thoughts and prayers are with the young boy who has tragically lost his life to such a brutal and senseless act of violence. For watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content.